Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into something that's absolutely critical for anyone working in the cloud: security. Specifically, how we can protect our stuff in Microsoft Azure. Now, I know it can feel like a massively complex world, but the good news is, with the right tools in place, you can build a really, really strong defense. So let's get into it.
Just think about this for a second. Your cloud environment it feels like a million doors, right? Every single virtual machine, every database, every user account, each one is a potential way in for an attacker. So, in this huge, sprawling cloud world, how on earth do you keep an eye on all of them all the time? Answering that question, well, that's pretty much the core challenge of modern cloud security.
Okay, so before we get to the solutions, let's first break down exactly why securing the cloud today is such a unique and difficult challenge.
You see, the cloud isn't like your old school static data center, not at all. We've got this sprawling landscape of services, VMs, Kubernetes, all sorts of PaaS apps, and their configurations are changing constantly. Every single day. This creates an absolute ocean of log data. And let's be honest, the old ways of doing security just can't keep up. They get overwhelmed, and that leaves little gaps for some pretty sophisticated threats to slip right through. But here's the good news. This is not some unsolvable problem. Microsoft gives us two incredibly powerful tools that work together, almost like guardians for your cloud. Let's meet them. This is a fantastic Better Together story. I want you to think of Defender for Cloud as your guardian on the castle walls. It's proactive, it's walking the perimeter, checking for unlocked doors, looking for weak spots in the stone, and stopping attackers right at the gate. Microsoft Sentinel, on the other hand, is the detective back in the command center. It's taking in all the reports from the guards, connecting the dots between seemingly random events, and piecing together the entire story of an attack. So one prevents, and the other investigates. Let's look a little closer at Defender for Cloud. Its job is really twofold. First, you have Cloud Security Posture Management, or CSPM. It's constantly scanning your environment and basically asking, are we configured securely? It even gives you a secure score, which is awesome for tracking how you're doing. And second, it provides Cloud Workload Protection, or CWP. This is where it's finding things like missing security patches on a VM or a storage account that's accidentally been left open to the public. It helps you harden your defenses before an attack can even get started. Now let's talk about Sentinel. This is your central brain. It's what we call a SIEM. That stands for Security Information and Event Management. And what that really means is it pulls in log data from everything, not just Azure, but your identity systems, your firewalls, you name it. Then it uses AI to hunt for threats that any single tool would probably miss. But it's also a SOAR solution. That's security orchestration, automation, and response. The cool part here is that it can help you automate your response, locking things down way faster than any human could do manually. All right, so theory is great, but let's see how these two Sentinels actually work together when a real attack is happening. We're going to walk through a classic scenario: a compromised virtual machine. It all starts with this: a single, sharp alert. Defender for Cloud is on the wall, and it spots something that just doesn't look right: a PowerShell command that's often used by attackers running on a production server. Okay, the alarm bell has just been rung. So what happens next? Now we get to see the whole thing unfold. We're going to trace the path from that first alarm all the way to a full resolution, and you'll see just how our two Sentinels work hand in hand. Okay, so here's the crucial handoff. Defender spots the immediate threat and sends that alert straight over to Sentinel. And this is where the magic really happens. Sentinel doesn't just look at that one alert in isolation. It immediately asks, okay, what else was going on around that exact same time? And it finds it. It sees a suspicious login to that user's account from a totally weird location just a few minutes earlier. It connects those dots, and suddenly we see the full story. This wasn't just some random script. It was the result of a stolen password. And because you have that complete picture, the response can be fast and super targeted. You're not just cleaning up the infected VM, you're fixing the root cause. Sentinel can even help automate these steps, running a playbook to immediately isolate that machine and force a password reset the second the attack is confirmed. So you're not just reacting anymore, you're orchestrating a full spectrum defense. Seeing it all in action really makes the value crystal clear, right? But the big question is, where do you begin? So let's look at how you can get your own Sentinels up and on, dude.
The key takeaway here is you don't have to aim for perfection on day one. Don't try to boil the ocean. It's all about getting a strong foundational setup in place. A minimum viable configuration is absolutely the most effective first step you can take to dramatically improve your security. And here it is. This is your starting checklist. First, just turn on Defender for Cloud across all your subscriptions. That's your guardian on the walls. Easy. Second, set up a central Sentinel workspace. That's your command center. And finally, and this part is so important, connect the critical data sources. You absolutely need those alerts from Defender. You need your identity logs from Microsoft Entra ID to see who's doing what. And you need the logs from your most important workloads, like your VMs in Kubernetes. With just this in place, you've built the foundation for a really powerful threat detection and response system. At the end of the day, security isn't just a product you buy and forget about. It's a process. It's about constant vigilance. And by combining the proactive hardening you get from Defender for Cloud with the deep investigation capabilities of Microsoft Sentinel, you build that process. So the question I'll leave you with is this: are your Sentinels on duty? Thanks for joining this explainer.